Calling the meeting to order. Thank you and welcome. I'm Art O'Hara, your president this year. I'd like to remind everybody to turn off or silence your phones and all other electronic devices that might beep when you don't want them to. If you would do that, please. And now I'd like to welcome elected officials and candidates. And if you would stand, Chandra will be around with the microphone, and please introduce yourselves.
Good afternoon, Tigers. I'm Ken Welch, Pinellas County Commission, and I'm also a quasi-candidate for Greenlight Pinellas.
Hi, good afternoon. Bob Gualtieri, Pinellas County Sheriff.
Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Sharp. I'm a partner at Johnson Pope, and I am running for 6th Circuit Court Judge Group 16.
Good afternoon. My name is Phil Matte. I'm an assistant state attorney here in the 6th Judicial Circuit and a candidate for Circuit Judge in Group 21.
Linda Garner, school board member running for re-election August 26th.
Patrick Rard, Mayor of Largo and candidate for Pinellas County Commission District 2 countywide.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Al Rosenthal. I'm running for 6th Judicial Circuit, Group 2, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. John Maroney, running for re-election of District 6. It's a universal primary, so if you live in District 6, Republicans, Democrats, and Independents can vote.
Good afternoon. My name is Ken Curtis, and I'm running for County School Board, District 3, countywide, August 26th.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janet Long, County Commission District 1. It's countywide. And like my brother, Commissioner Welch, a quasi-candidate for Greenlight.
I'm Bill Young. I'm a candidate for House District 68.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Battaglia. I'm running for Circuit Court Judge, Group 16, Pinellas Pasco counties, and it's great to be here as always. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome all guests and visitors. If you please stand, you'll get a Tiger Bay welcome. Guests and visitors, please stand. Just a reminder, only members can ask questions. If you'd like to join Tiger Bay today, please raise your hand and Chandra or Lisa will come to assist you. One more time, if you'd like to join today, raise your hand. Thank you. We're having a Bring a Guest to Lunch contest. Now through the end of November, each member that brings a guest to the luncheon will receive an entry into a drawing. Prizes will be spread out over the next few months, and then at the December annual luncheon, the grand prize of a weekend stay at a local beach hotel will be awarded. And I want you to know that you all have a challenge. I have 2 guests here today. So anybody can bring guests. And I think they'll both join. There are comment cards on your tables. If you have an idea for a program or speaker, please share that suggestion on the card and give us a name and contact information as well. Pat?
Good afternoon. This is your program report. On Thursday, July 10th, you haven't seen this anywhere on email, I don't think, or in a bulletin, so you might want to write this down. Thursday, July 10th, we have Peter Goldenbach, author of The Chairman, The Rise and betrayal of Jim Greer, right here, July 10th. I don't have a bowl, but I'm going to encourage you to contribute to the Margot Fisher Young Tiger Bowls. And note that excess contributions also support our Dorothy Walker Ruggles Scholarship Program through the Pinellas County Education Foundation. Please put a buck in the bowl. Thank you.
Martha, if you come up, we'll now recognize new members and present them with certificates.
Will Daryl Hamill please come forward? Nathan Maker and John Malaferry. And John, welcome to Tampa Bay.
Okay, today's Tiger Timers. Board members Joe Farrell, hold up a sign, Joe, and Martha Leonard. The rules for Fang and Claw question session are on your tables. Please review them prior to the Q&A session, but as a reminder, only members and young tigers may ask questions. You have 45 seconds to frame your question. No exceptions and no speeches. You may only ask a single question, please. Wait for the microphone from Chandra or Lisa, and then state your name clearly for the raters. Rating the Fang and Claw questions today are several board members sitting in the audience. Vice President Pat Gerard, Wendy Grassi, Tiffany Fakis, Commissioner Janet Long, and Tammy Simms. Staffing the microphone, Executive Director Chandra Tracy. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the immediate past president, Ann McMullen, who will introduce our speaker today. Ann?
Good afternoon, Tigers. What an amazing, amazing start. We've got music, we've got soccer players, and we also have something else. Bill Edwards has offered to give every person in the crowd today, right now, a scarf just like mine. I believe they'll pass him all out. Bill, thank you so much. What an exciting day. It's always wonderful to be here with you and have you with us. As they're passing out the scarves, I'm going to do my introduction. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. Wow, I gotta say, World Cup soccer fever has dominated our global attention the last few weeks. And Bill Edwards, principal owner of the Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer team, has revved up his team for the coming season. The Rowdies fall season begins with a ceremonial game on July the 4th and an exciting fall home opener that begins on July the 12th. But what I really want to know you got to hear this. What I really want to know is who is behind those foster grants. Is he Billopoly, as the Tampa Bay Times would suggest, gobbling up properties faster than you can pass go and collect $200? Or is he a humble man dedicated to creating a culture of excitement in his community? Is he superhero Batman Bill, who has renewed community enthusiasm by infusing the new Sundial with upscale shops, restaurants, and thus cementing St. Petersburg as a must-see destination? Or is he a guy who would rather be playing bumper cars with the kids and family? He could be William the Conqueror, as his next victim fell. The Tropicana block became part of the empire. Or could he be the fun-loving guy who prefers to write songs and go boating and diving? He could be dubbed a commanding and yet demanding superhero with a Midas touch, demanding the city provide new turf for the Rowdies' fall season. Or could he be the guy who would rather be jamming on his guitar with his family on a Sunday afternoon? Many locals don't know that Bill has committed to supporting a brain health charity called Keep Memory Alive. It's based in Las Vegas. Bill invested his star-studded entertainment skills for the 2012, 13, and 14 galas to secure celebrity chefs and A-list entertainers such as Wolfgang Puck, Ricky Martin, Carole King, Queen Latifah, and John Cicada for the celebration that honored Gloria and Emilio Estefan. And for Katy Perry fans, Bill founded breakout artist Faraz, who opened last night here in Tampa and just released his first album, co-produced by Bill Edwards and Katy Perry. And I have a copy of it. Congratulations, how cool is that? Bill, thank you, you're amazing. But perhaps Bill is really just a guy who's as comfortable sitting in Ralph's Mob, the cheering section for the Rowdies, as he is sitting in the new premium seats built at the stadium. I see his service to his country during the Vietnam War and his Purple Heart. He discreetly includes his initials, EE, in every project. Look for it. So who really is behind those foster grants? Is it a producer, an empire builder, a philanthropist, a marine, a musician, a father to a 3-year-old princess, a superhero, or a soccer team owner? Whoever he is, please give us a warm Tiger Bay welcome to Rowdies' principal owner, Bill Edwards.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. Set that down. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today? Can you all hear me? Yeah? Awesome. Okay, one thing. Whoops. First of all, over in this table over here, I'd like to take a minute to introduce Perry Vanderbeck, who's our general manager of the Rowdies. Perry, please stand up. Perry's a former professional soccer player and a Rowdies legend. After his successful playing career, he remained actively involved in the soccer community and as a player, coach, mentor, and in the Tampa Bay area. And I'm very glad to have you as my general manager, and I thank you. Another person over there is a gentleman by the name of Brian Schreiber. Okay, he's a forward for our team. He's a Clearwater native. He's the first year on the team, so keep going. Okay. And he's a 2013 Golden Boot Award recipient, leading goals for the soccer season of 2013. So I want to welcome him. Okay. Then we got Jordan Gaffa. Please stand up real quick. Okay, Jordan's position is a defender. second year on the team. He's a California native, and he played a key role in the Rowdies in 2013, and I'm sure he's going to play another key role this year. And Devin Daldo, where are you? Right there, Devin. He's another California native. He plays forward, played in the NASL for several years, although his second year with the Rowdies is now, okay? So thank you again, you're all here. And that's just part of the Rowdies team. I got to ask a few questions, if you don't mind, before I start. The biggest thing that I wanted to ask was, how many people here have been to a live soccer game? More than I expected. How many have not? Okay, enough to, you know. So I'm going to give you a little story about this. But first, I'd like you to see the experience for a few seconds. This only takes about a minute and a half of what happens on Saturdays when we have a Rowdies game. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm going to roll a little film and let you see what it kind of looks like. Yeah, my roll a little film. I'm not sure. There we go.
Here's the Rowdies. Off his head. Goal! It's in the air. It's it! It's a goal! He crosses, and it's in the back of the net. What a night! Saturday, July 12th. It's the Rowdies versus the Atlanta Silverbacks. Get tickets now. Call 877-ROWDIES or visit your local Circle K or rowdysoccer.com. That's rowdysoccer.com.
Well, that wasn't what I was going to show you, but that's the commercial. I hope you're all coming to the game. It's on the 12th, right? The bottom line to this is, if you don't mind, I'm going to come away from the public. The Rowdies is an amazing team. I get involved in this in a roundabout way. I was sitting in my office one day, and a fellow named Rick Baker is around here somewhere. I found him there, and he has this telephone. It's not like an iPhone. Like I think of a phone is like a TV screen, you know. And he was showing me all these people chanting and dancing and yelling and screaming in the audience as he was at a soccer game. And I didn't know it was a setup. I just didn't know when, you know. So finally he says to me, listen, you know, this is a great team. They're our local team. They're in town here. They're in bad shape. And if somebody doesn't buy them, they're going out of business. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's a professional team. And as we know, there's only 2 professional sports teams in the whole city, St. Petersburg, and the Rowdies happen to be one of them. And so somewhere along the way, between then and January of this year, I was induced to buy the Rowdies, which at the time was expected to lose this year $1.6 million. So who goes into a company, buys a company, and says, okay, first thing I'm going to do this year is my goal is to lose $1.6 million. My Rowdies said. So I was really perplexed with that, but I went ahead and I went along with it. And so here I was. And the first challenge that I think I realized was, what the hell is soccer? I had never been to a soccer game ever in my life. So I'm going like, well, this ought to be interesting. You know, I guess my thought was, okay, it's simple. You know, the person who puts the most balls inside a net wins the game. So, you know, logically, that's how it works. I figured all these guys, you know, Perry and this coach and everybody, they'd have the know-it-all and the wherewithal to be able to do that for me. So I count on them to do that. And my job is to try to run a business, which is called the Rowdies, and it is a business, okay? And it's a professional sports business. And I've owned a sports team to the phone, so I kind of find it to be one of the most fun businesses I've ever been in my life, okay? It really is. It's exciting, it's fun, it's constant, but it's also very hard to walk into something that's broken and try to fix it, okay? It becomes a very challenging situation. So the first thing was, okay, well, let's get started here. What do we need? Okay, well, you need all these people on the team, and you need this, you need that. And by the way, you need all these things, but, you know, let's buy this and let's buy that, and let's spend this kind of money and that kind of money, and it's all in the budget. But the budget was losing $1.6 million. It's against everything as a businessman I believe in. So I decided, well, okay, the next person that comes to me who says that is in for a rude awakening. So lo and behold, here comes a fellow that was running the office and the team, I suppose, when I bought it. And he said to me, I got to spend $36,000 on something, and I don't even recall what it was, but his final comments were to me, and by the way, it's in the budget. And I said, so let me see if I get this straight. You're trying to get a budget of losing $1.6 million. Is that your job? Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. It's okay, you're fired. Okay? So then I took that person's place. And I realized, wow, this is a great opportunity. It's an amazing sport. I wanted to show a film of all the children and all the people who are playing, but I didn't get a chance to do that in the commercial. But if you go to the games, it's fans, it's tailgate parties, it's an amazing thing. And it's families, and it's children, and children walk the players out. And I'm going to explain what the film was. Okay? And so I really got involved. I really got excited about it. Okay? Matter of fact, I told Rick, look, you finish the shopping center. I'm going to take care of the Rowdies. And but I'm doing both. Okay? So away we went, and we got the team. Okay? And then I realized, okay, well, unlike most sports teams, I don't have the advantages that that any other sports team has. All I get from the stadium is ticket sales. Okay, and out of that ticket sales, I have to rent the stadium. Then I have to give a piece of my gate, my ticket sales, to the people who rent it to me. And then they keep all the food and all the beverages, and the parking goes to the city. And basically, we got to make it just on the tickets, okay? And if you're paying $18 a ticket that's discounted, you got to sell a lot of tickets to make that work. So I went out and said, well, okay, seeing you're not selling any tickets, I'm going to add another 1,100 seats to the field. For which this crew over here went, he's out of his mind. Is he crazy? We can't sell the tickets we got now. We're having, why are you going to do this? And I felt, well, after looking at what I was looking at, I needed some new seats to a pool. So we put them right in the midfield there, and lo and behold, we're selling tickets. In our first 5 games this year, we've averaged 5,000 people per game. Okay, which doesn't seem like much to you, but the stadium holds 6,500 people. That's amazing coming out of a place where, we began this year, all the tickets we sold last year and probably the previous couple of years. So how did that happen? Well, it happened this way. The first thing I did was start picking up the phone and calling up friends and saying, can you help me? I need sponsorship because I can't make the money anywhere else but tickets. I'll never be able to support this thing. I will lose all that money if I don't find a way to get support. And I am proud to say that not only this community, but Tampa itself, Tampa Bay has become a tremendous supporter of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And I'm very, very proud of my sponsors. They came in, they put in money. I can just feel off the top of my head that Hard Rock came in for the first year in history since the 70s. By the way, this team is older than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or any other sports team I think around here. We're the oldest team. We go back to the 70s. The Rowdies has a tremendous history. All of you have been around for a long time. How many have been to the Rowdy games back in the 80s or the 90s, right? Okay, so we're back. And we're back and we're going to stay back. And the way to do that is to get support. So we've had support from so many people. It amazes me. I mean, the Hard Rock put their name on our jersey. That was a big help. St. Anthony's Hospital, I needed medical for my players when they got hurt and all that. They assisted us. And I've got, right now, 33 sponsors. I need about 133 sponsors to make it balance out. But right now, I'm building a field one section at a time, okay? Because I believe that the Rowdies belong in this town, staying in this town as a professional soccer team for all the people who live here, because this city is growing by leaps and bounds. And it's growing with younger people who are involved in soccer, who grew up with soccer. It's the most nature sport there is in right now, the World Cup. How many people watch the World Cup? Yeah. At 4 o'clock today, USA, okay? We're watching it, right? Okay, and so the bottom line to it is, I went, wow, I was very fortunate that I bought this team in a World Cup year, because I had no idea the World Cup was coming. Again, I didn't know anything about soccer. a little bit more about it now than I did before, but I'm very happy I've done it. It's become something that's become very, very positive for the downtown, positive for the children, and the camps. We do a lot of different things. I referred to a couple of things I was supposed to mention. I'm sure I don't miss it. And keep in mind, this is all Rick Baker's fault. The city has repaired the field, okay? The people that ran the field, they do it in the city. I want to thank the mayor and the city council, anybody else who's involved, getting that done. They have repaired the field on the 4th of July. You'll see a brand new field. I've seen it already. It looks awesome. And it's befitting a professional Major League Soccer team. Okay? The PA system allowing announcing capabilities have increased. We've added fireworks to the games and have a little bit of fun. Our per game attendance has grown 150% this year, okay, over last year. We've tripled all of 2013 ticket revenues in the first 5 weeks of the spring season alone. We've had a huge support of the business community. I mentioned that before. Let me tell you how much. Right now, the business community, whether in kind or in cash, has sponsored us to the tune of about $1.5 million. So remember that $1.6 million I was talking about? We're close to not even touching it, okay? We're this close. So with that kind of support, I need more support, of course, because again, we don't have our own stadium. We have to rent. It's a very expensive ordeal, and there's a lot of other things that need to be done. We have a total of 33 sponsors, as I mentioned. I launched a huge Rowdies campaign. I hope you've seen it on TV. We've been able to get Channel 38, which is our local station here, to televise it live, which I think is amazing. In our first year to be able to pull that off and have that happen. And they visited with me a couple of days ago and said that they're getting letters from Sarasota and Orlando and all their viewing area where people are so happy that they televised the Rowdies game so they could see them because they couldn't get down here because it was such a drive, and they were glad to see the shows. And so it's successful on TV, which is most important. What else do I have to talk about? We've got TVs, we've got billboards, we've got social media has doubled, and Facebook and Twitter has doubled since 2013. We're ticketing partners with Rallies and Circle K. We just did a big deal with Circle K now, where I think about 100 or so of their stores are going to be able to provide you tickets at a discount, by the way. Okay? To come to the Rowdies game, make it easier for you to get access to the tickets. Also, the St. Petersburg Food Clinic. We've kind of adopted them, okay? And they provide, just so you know, about 2.5 million pounds of food every year. When you go to the Rowdies games, there'll be barrels around the place, and please bring canned goods, whatever you can carry, and just drop them in the barrels, and you can feed a lot of hungry people that need food, okay? It's part of the Rowdies, because to me, the most important thing is this is a community St. Petersburg team. It's here, it's yours, it's mine, it's everybody's. And I'm just going to hope, and close with this, that I hope you embrace the team and the game, come to the games, and be part of it, as a lot of people have in the last 6 months or so that we've owned the team. And I continue to keep on going, and like I said, we added 1,100 seats that are temporary. But people are going to them, and they're buying them, and they're sitting in them. I'm so pleased they're right in the midfield of the best seats in the house. As we keep filling the stadium, I hope to keep adding temporary seats until somebody realizes we probably need a stadium one day. Might be part of the downtown plan, I hope. And thank you. And again, if that's going to be, and that's my dream, and in order to make it reality, I have to ask everyone and anyone that will listen to me to help us to become the team that we want to be, the #1 team in the country for soccer. And with that, I thank you very much for your time. Now comes the fun part, right? It's now time for Q&A, and Mr. Edwards, you'll have 2 minutes to respond to the question. And I will pick the questioners. So, who would like to go first? Only members can ask questions. No speeches.
Betty Morgan, Steve. You have done many wonderful things for St. Pete and for Treasure Island. I'm asking you to do something for St. Pete Beach, which is to open up the movie that has been closed there. All you need is invest, and if you do it, we will come. Thank you. Can you do that?
Can you talk about the one on Quarry Avenue? Yeah, well, that's a nice little theater. I don't know why it's closed. It used to be open when I was there, so we'll have to look into it alone, man. Okay. Another question over there.
Judy Hunt, along the same line, will you buy the pier?
Well, if I did, I'd have to sell you a pier.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, for everything you've done for the community. And I didn't have a question until I heard it out. Ken Welch, given your expertise and your great experience in business, what are your thoughts on what the pier should be to improve this community?
Wow. I think that the pier is probably a simple project if you just looked at it from more of a simple viewpoint than what we're dealing with now, because there's a lot of people trying to figure out, quite frankly, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with the pier other than it needs to be redone. I like the pier the way it is. I think there's some things we can do to enhance it. I think the pier the way it stands is pretty cool. I think there's some real cool things in there. And that's my answer. Yeah. On this one.
Dave Zackham. Mr. Edwards, since you think so big, if we lose the Rays, do you see a time where the Rowdies will move into the dome?
Well, fortunately, soccer's not allowed to be played inside domes. Okay, so, no. I think it belongs to where it is on the water down here. It's a perfect place for it. I'll go further, okay? I've done a study, and you could put an 18 to 20,000 seat stadium right where it is right now, without going any higher, disrupting the rest of the town, and overlooking the water where it belongs. And everybody walks there anyway. A lot of people walk there. And so I think the Rowdies belong where they are, in St. Petersburg. Yeah.
Hal Friedman. Now that you've gotten a couple of celebrity chefs, Michael Mina and Don Pintabona, which I'm very excited about, seeing as I knew Michael in San Francisco. Any chance of getting an Apple store somewhere in the city?
Well, maybe something like an Apple store. Okay. That's my answer. That's what we need. Okay. I agree with you. We need a store. Okay. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Edwards. Thank you for coming. My name is Daryl Hamill, and just really a quick question. And the gentleman over there kind of hit on it with the Rays. You had said that this is your first venture into a professional sports team, and your goal is to make it profitable and fill those seats. And looking at what the Rays have been trying to do for the years and the issues they have filling seats, what do you think that you can do differently, or what should you do differently in order to fill your seats at this game as opposed to a professional baseball game? And I mean, do you think it's because soccer may be more profitable here, or it's more popular, or why do you think you have a better chance of filling this and investing in this as opposed to the Rays, who so we hear, are struggling?
Well, I mean, the Rays have a bazillion seats. You know, I don't expect to have that many seats in the stadium that we're talking about. We're talking maybe 18,000 people maximum, 20. Okay, so I think what you do is you start small, you work in a stadium that you can fit the people into, and when it gets too small, then you add to it, and you keep adding to it, until you finally get to a point where it makes sense to build a bigger stadium because you're bringing in more people. But if you build a giant stadium now, and then you have the people come in, I would be in the same boat that they are, where they don't have enough fans. So my goal is to build fans and fan base, give a fan experience, and then when that's done, then we'll talk about how big we can get it, okay? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Corey Adler. I'm so interested to hear your take on what makes you decide to invest in something. It feels at times that you like the challenge, and other times it's a business decision, but what is your thought process to decide to invest in something like the Rowdies or the Sundial or all the other things that you're doing?
Well, they're all different. They're all challenges. Every single one of them is a challenge, okay? If you don't think taking the old Baywalk and turning it into the Sundial is a challenge, it's been since 2011, and it's still a challenge. Okay, so I can tell you that, okay? But at the end of the day, if you overcome the challenge, and then the reality becomes that you succeed. Okay? You can't succeed unless you have some sort of a challenge as far as I'm concerned. So keep me going, keep me moving, keep me, in the game. Other than that, I'd be bored and down on the boat somewhere fishing, I guess. So I'd rather be challenged and go through these things. And some of them work out great, and some of them don't, financially work out great. Others don't. We'll take the Mahaffey Theater. I'll use that as an example. Unlike Alan, okay, I bid on that with other people, okay, but I put my own money in there. So I have skin in the game in that theater. And it's important to me, and it always was important to me, that theater succeeded, and it has, and it is. And I'm very proud of the crew that does it. Some are in this room today. And we've taken that from an empty theater that really was smelly and nasty to something I'm very proud of, and I think the city's proud of it. There's so many people coming to the theater now that never came before, and I'm glad to see them there. The Florida Orchestra's doing tremendous there. This is really a theater of the arts now where it wasn't before. So that was a challenge. Again, I put skin in the game myself, okay? I didn't ask the city to give me anything. I just went ahead and did what we can. Do we have funds that this belongs to the city? The city should support it, and they should do different things. So hopefully in the future, you might have read, we might be able to build ourselves a catering kitchen so we can have dinner there before the shows and before the orchestra. So hope everybody will join us. Come to the theater. 10 seconds, and I'm done. Thank you. Yes, sir.
My name is Gary Spikensky, and I want to thank you for being one of our leading businessmen here in St. Petersburg. Probably in the state of Florida, you're one of the top entrepreneurs. But as you start adding projects from Mahaffey, real estate development, Rowdies, etc., we're starting to build up a traffic problem and a parking issue. You're a great problem solver. You have skin in the game. How would you solve the problem of parking that's really starting to build up in density, not just with traffic, but quality?
I wish I had the answer to that. It's a problem down here, okay? My intentions will probably be, and I won't get too far into it, my intentions are to build a private, to buy a private parking garage to help cover the load. I believe that the Sundial is going to bring us a tremendous amount of people from out of town, not only in town, but out of town. And we're going to need parking, so we're looking for parking everywhere. And if I have to go ahead and buy parking myself, then I will. Although we do have the mid-court garage, which is there for, it was built originally, I think, for the Baywalk and originally started. That's not going to do it. We're going to need more space. So we've gone around and we've checked on other spaces and again put skin in the game and done the things we have to do. But I think that sooner or later, as people start building buildings, they're building the parking underneath. So I mean that's going to help a lot and cover the parking issues we have. As far as the rest of it, I don't know the answer. I wish I had all the answers, but I don't. I only have a few. So that's my answer. Thank you. Anybody else? You done? You're picking the people off.
I'm standing. I'll take the lead. Hi, Jerry Evans. Let's see, we have welcome signs, Mahaffey Theater, the new Sundial, Rowdies, all these things. Peter Shor's recently questioned if you were becoming St. Petersburg's Henry Flagler. Are you?
Well, I didn't know Henry. so I couldn't tell you. But, you know, I mean, there's opportunity in this town for people who are willing to take a chance. And I've always been a gambler, you know. Dreams are for dreamers, and I'm a dreamer. So I can see things and maybe see things in it that other people can't, and I take a chance at it. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I fail. But lately, I've had more successes than failures. So yeah, let's get the successes going, right? So thank you.
There's finally beginning to be some talk about water taxis, ferries or something between Tampa and St. Petersburg. Do you envision running a water taxi to Tampa, the Knights of the Flower? No,
I have nothing to do with that. If spring a leak, don't call me. I can help you. Thank you. Right here. This gentleman's been trying to get in for half hour.
Tom, you own the Rowdies, you manage Mahaffey, you manage Sundial, you have involvement with the Treasure Island Yacht and Tennis Club, you may still do. Granted, you're talented, and granted, you've got a terrific man to help you with Rick Baker, but do you sometimes worry that you're overextended?
No, I don't. I don't believe you can overextend yourself. I mean, if you don't set goals, then you don't get anyplace. Okay, so I have a tremendous staff of people. We have an entire floor of office space. We probably employ, I don't know, upwards of 100 plus people. The club alone in Treasure Island employs about 300 people. A couple of hotels you've messed on the line. I figured out, they put a board in the paper of all the real estate I supposedly owned. I didn't get it all. I figured out later because there wasn't enough squares in the board. Okay, so with that, I'll just leave it at that and say that we have a lot of real estate, we have a lot of properties, we have a great management team, we've got a lot of people working, and by the way, everything we do creates jobs. So the more things we do, more jobs we're creating, more jobs we create, more people get work, and they're not looking for places to, you know, to get canned goods like we're doing right now. And that goal is to keep people working. So this is what it does. And I'm not overextended at this point. Yes.
Raymond Bork, you're sometimes treated as a pariah by the Times, but what would you do to help bring more jobs downtown?
Well, I think we're doing that right now. I mean, you know, they'll probably, I mean, just in the shopping center alone, my guess is there'll be 500-600 jobs. Okay. We also, you know, are working with the soccer team. The soccer team brings downtown when there's a game probably 150 jobs. So there's another 150 jobs, and you got people who are doing the parking. And so I think about everything that we do, from the theater, who probably employs about 60 people, 50 people, you name it. We add jobs every time we do something in this town. It brings more jobs. So that's, and by the way, it's a great privilege to be able to employ people who really need jobs, who are very talented, but can't find the right jobs, and they can come to us, and we love taking them on and giving them a challenge. Yes.
Willie Rudowski. I know it's all about you, but if you were going to advise other business people whether St. Pete is worth their consideration, what would you say our biggest selling points and our biggest weaknesses are?
Wow, good question. There's two of them, actually, right? I think the biggest selling points are, this is an amazing town. If you go anywhere around here, and I lived on the beach for 18, 20 years, and I love the beaches, okay, but you know, when I came downtown St. Petersburg, I fell in love with Florida again. It was just so amazing. You've got art museums, you've got music, you've got the orchestra, you've got food, you've got just about anything you can imagine is down here. It's a beautiful setting overlooking Tampa Bay. And everybody seems to be wanting to come here and live here. And so the population is growing massive amounts right now. I think there's close to 2,000 apartments coming out of the ground right now for people who live. And those people are probably going to commute somewhere else to work, to come here because they love living here, because this is a great walking, running, riding downtown that I haven't seen anywhere else in the world. So, and I've been around the world, and so I think this is an amazing place. Weaknesses, I don't know if we have any weaknesses. We make our own weaknesses, and so, you know, if we just prevent that, we're good to go.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you.
With all of the businesses that you own in our community and all the jobs that you put in those businesses, wouldn't you agree with me that Greenlight Pinellas can only enhance your businesses and make you even more money?
I don't know. I truly don't know anything about buses or, you know, transit. You know, I know they go by every day and we see them and everything, but I really not got a handle on that. And with all the things I got going, I truly don't know whether the buses are good or bad, or if we should have more or less. And I couldn't answer that question intelligently. Thank you. Oops. Over here? Okay. Sorry. We'll be back.
Peter going by. If you suddenly were to buy the Rays, what were the 2 or 3 things that you would do immediately to make the team more successful?
I would go to a mental institution. Hope that answers your question.
Mr. Edwards, my name is Tammy Simms, and I'm among those that thank you for being here and for all the contributions that you make. With that said, I haven't seen such a softball reception from Tiger Bay in quite some time, so I'm going to try to add a little spice to things. Now everyone is thanking you, they are kowtowing to you, hoping that you'll take their next project, but not so long ago, there was great criticism. They dragged your record, your financial record, your background, really through the mud. And so I'm curious, you have lifted your chin up and have contributed to this community, but do you hold any ill will against those times?
I do what with my wealth? I'm sorry.
No ill will. Do you hold any ill will?
I have no ill will. You know, sticks and stones will break my bones and names will never hurt me, okay? So that's my attitude on life. You know, people can say whatever they want about whomever they want, and they can get away with it. So it's a free country. This is the United States of America. I love this country. Okay, so I fought for this country. So you can do whatever you want, okay? At the end of the day, I'm still here. I'm still building a shopping center. I'm still getting a hotel and a condo project going. I'm still running the Rowdies, and I'm still doing whatever I do. And I really do a Rasputin what they have to say.
Since everything you do is turned to gold, do you have other visions for other part of St. Petersburg other than Beach Drive and the 10-block area?
I'm going right down the street right now. So. You notice I'm coming down the street, slowly but surely. So, just, you know, we take it a step at a time. There's always, again, this is a great city for opportunity. I know many of you are in business and everything. It's a great city for opportunity. It's a great city to live in. But it's growing because, guess what? There's opportunity here. There's people coming here. And the town is getting a little bigger. And I kind of like that. Okay, so I think, you know, everybody has an opportunity to do the same thing.
Harvey Landris. There's some buzz about probably cruise ships going under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge and possibly relocating the port to the Gulf side of the bridge. Do you have, or could you share some thoughts that you might have about where a cruise port might relocate, and is Nellis possibly one of those places?
I think it's fine in Tampa. I don't know. I don't go on cruises. Yes.
Bob Fisher, thanks for showing up here, Bill. I see up there the Rowdies, okay? Now, what is the full name Is it the Tampa Bay Rowdies or is it the St. Petersburg Rowdies?
Tampa Bay Rowdies. Even though our ex-mayor has been beating me up on this, it's still Tampa Bay Rowdies. No. Yes.
Hello, my name is Joyce Frasier, and my question concerns the Sundial and the prospective problems that arose with Baywalk, with the demonstrations and hundreds of children using as a meeting place. How are you going to provide a suitable environment for the patrons with such an open construction plan?
I think that you have to start with the problem. And the problem was, okay, first of all, I'm an ambassador, which is what they were picking, okay? They were picking about ambassador, unfortunately. And secondly, it used to be a closed-in shopping center. And when I first looked at it, the first thing I said was, I have to knock that front building out because I feel confined in here. And now that I've opened it up, it's so much more welcoming, it's so much more open, and there's not much you can do inside there without us seeing you. Okay? And we've got a lot of security that the security in the new place is going to be totally different than what used to be there. These people, first of all, are very, very professional. Secondly, they are more concierge and directors and keeping an eye on you as well. Okay, so it's a different situation. We took over the shop at the parking garage in January. At that point, and I'm going to just give you some statistics real quick. At that point, the previous year, were 1.6 incidents in that garage a month. Okay, a month. Since January, I don't know of one. Okay, so we have someone on every floor. We have cars running through and so on down the line. So we've made it probably the safest parking garage in the town. We've done the same thing with the shopping center. There's no place you can go. If you drop your wallet, God forbid, okay, we've got cameras that we can zoom in and find out if a $5 bill fell out. Okay, so I don't think we're going to have problems in the future that we can't handle, I should say.
Ann McMullen, thank you again. Quick question. What brought you to St. Petersburg and when? And would you ever consider leaving?
Why, do you want me to leave? I just got here. I came here about 22 years ago. I was selling mortgages to a company out here, and I thought I'd come out here and see who the heck I was doing business with because I never met them. And I came out and I fell in love with the place, and I never left. Okay, down on the beach, out in Sunset Beach, and I said, you know what? This place over here is for rent. I think I'll rent it. And I called up and said, could you please send my things? I'm staying here. And we built our business on Central Avenue for over 22 years. So they're mortgage investors. It's still part of our holdings. And we've never looked back. It's been a great place to live. It's been a great place to bring up all my children in here. My family's here. I emptied Michigan. And I brought them all here. So I'm part of the explosion. Go ahead. Oops. You done?
Hi, Tiffany Fidus. You're a legend to many of us here in St. Petersburg, and we all know much about your successes. What is one of your failures or disappointments, and what did you learn from it? What is one of your failures or disappointments, and what did you learn from it?
Failures. There's been so many. Which one should I start out with? I don't know. Certainly, I got here by having a tremendous amount of failures over my years of being in business, and I've had businesses that have failed, and just a lot of bad breaks and what have you, okay? And I never look back at them because I always figure that's an educational point for me. I learned I'll never do that again. Okay, so in answer to your question, I think the reason we're successful today is because of all the failures I had when I was younger. And that's my answer. Does that do it for you? Whatever it was? Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon, Kelly Kirshner. There was an article, I believe, in last week's Times about 4th and Central and the old First National Bank building that has been boarded up for many years and is encumbered in, I think, an additional 77-year land lease that's making it difficult to redevelop. And so now there's discussion of eminent domain that I know is frightening for many property owners when the city's talking about taking your land. And I wondered if you had any thoughts on how to resolve that issue and a critical piece in downtown and how that can be redeveloped.
I was unaware of that until you just told me, so I had no knowledge of it, okay? But, you know, now I'll go look and check and see what's going on there, okay? I'm just nosy, I can't help it. There he is. Easy question, there you go. No.
Bill, we've been watching the World Cup, and I'm a real fan of soccer here at this point, and the flopping in it has been one of the parts that's real entertaining. It's funny to me. I want to know if you have, with your team there, any kind of classes on flopping, or any of your players ever flopped just to get a penalty?
They're all pointing over there. There's one guy that's really good at it.
Practice.
I've been practicing that myself. I'm not doing well with it. That's it? Cool. Oh, okay. One more. Just when I said that was it.
Thank you, Kim Black. It is Tiger Bay Political Club. Lots of young families move here, but then they can't stay because of the income for young families. Do you support increasing the minimum wage?
Oh, yeah. I do. Everybody should have enough money to live on.
You do so much for our town as a private person. Do you ever think about running for political office?
Not a chance. I believe that as a citizen, I can do so much more. I don't have to go to city council. I don't know, well, I do from time to time, but I mean, I truly don't have to, I don't have to run for election. I don't have to raise money. I don't have to go do speeches. I just go ahead. And as citizens, we all have the opportunity. This is America. This is a land of opportunity. We have the opportunity to go out and do whatever we feel we're capable of doing. And you're as capable as you want to be, okay? If you believe that something's going to happen, then you're right. If you believe something's going to happen that's bad, you're right. Either way, you're right, okay? So my thing is always have a positive attitude. Anything can be overcome, and we should keep on plugging along and making things better. And with that, thank you very much.
Well, you're not a politician, but you are kind of so. I'd like to present this Tiger Bay mug from Politician for Lunch. Thank you very much. Okay. While the questions are being rated, I want to remind you that Thursday, July 10th, Peter Goldenbach, the author of The Chairman, The Rise and Betrayal of Jim Greer, will be here at the Yacht Club. And then we'll wait for the winner of the Fang Claw.
Stars, okay? In the 1900s, these stars, the meaning of these stars, in the 1900s, in Europe, when they were having soccer games, it got really cold and they put on these heavy overcoats, and the players started wearing scarves just to keep warm. And it caught on. And then they decided, well, if we're going to have these scarves, why don't we do something with them to identify our team? So it's become a tradition since the early 1900s. It continues on today. I can see people at the World Game right now in the middle of a rainforest, okay, with I don't know, 100% humidity. They're all wearing scarves. You know, like, the players are like dying out there, and they're wearing scarves. Okay, so it's a heck of a tradition, and that's why I thought I'd bring you all once. So now you're part of the Rowdies family. Okay, I forgot about this. You know, I think we should make a rule in this club. If I was on the board, I'd say, look, anybody that comes here should give gifts. Okay, so I decided I have two. Okay, and one of them, and don't start looking yet, okay, but I'll tell you when to look, okay? One of you sitting at a seat that has 2 tickets for 2 people to the August 16th, is that correct? Did I get that right? August 16th game, well, I believe, which is the Tampa Bay Rowdies versus the New York Cosmos, which is always a fun game, okay? To sit with me in my seats. I have a whole row right behind the bench, so if you want to get the yell and the coach cuss out the players and stuff, you'll be able to do that with me. And VIP parking, and a meet and greet with Perry Vanderbeck, our general manager, Ricky Hill, our coach prior to the game, and a meet and greet to select the Rowdies players for photos, opportunities for yourselves and everything, and an autographed scarf signed by the whole team. Okay, that's one prize. Okay? Second prize is Rowdies travel experience. Okay, it's for 2 people. We travel first class air to Fort Lauderdale from St. Petersburg, Clearwater Airport. We watched the Rowdies take on the Strikers on Saturday, August the 2nd. Meet and greet with Perry Vanderbeck and Ricky Hill. The game, meet and greet with the Rowdies players and photo opportunity during the pregame. Behind-the-scenes locker room experiences during the pregame, VIP seats, and dinner included, and an autographed team jersey. Now, here's how you get that, okay? The first one I mentioned, where are these located? Underneath your glass, okay? On your table, if you lift up your glass and you've got a dot, okay? There's a yellow one for the home game, there's a green one for the away game. Winners? There's a winner over there. Which color? Huh? All right, congratulations. Okay, we're good now? I'm not a kill time.
Okay, the winner of the Fang and Claw had to avoid Baywalk problems, Joyce Frasier. So how'd you like the speaker system today? Thank you, Bill. We're adjourned.